story that is at the U.S. Supreme Court now. Hearing arguments on Rumsfeld versus Fair. The ruling could affect the military's access to every college and graduate school in this country. The schools say it's the military that's discriminating because of the don't ask, don't tell policy. They argue that forcing the schools to provide space and assistance to recruiters on campus violates the school's free speech rights. Marine reservist, law student, and founder of the Eternal Vigilance Society, Kieran Lalor, is here, and you have a much different view on this. Good afternoon to you. How strong is their argument in this case?
Well, I'm not really here to talk about their legal argument. I'm here to talk about what's behind the argument.
What do you think's behind it, then? What's the motivation, do you believe, on the college campuses?
Motivation is academia's long-standing animosity towards the military. I've seen it firsthand in my time at law school. For example, I was in law school after September 11th. In the first class after September 11th, on September 14th, a professor introduced us to the first post-9/11 class by asking when the United States had acted as a terrorist. And then he answered his own question and brought up the My Lai massacre from Vietnam. And these kind of things have popped up throughout my legal education. And
you have written about this, too. Rooted in what, do you believe, on a college campus?
I think it's rooted in the Vietnam era's dislike for the military. And I think every once in a while it reveals its ugly head. The law schools and academia in general could better pressure the government to change don't ask, don't tell if they put pressure on Congress. Members of Congress are welcome to the law school all the time. They passed don't ask, don't tell. The Congresswoman who represents White Plains, where the law school that I attend is, she voted for don't ask, don't tell. She voted for the Solomon Amendment, and she's welcome to campus as a hero. But if the school would ostracize her and say, listen, Representative, you are in favor of a discriminatory policy, you can't come to campus till you clean this up.
Let me get to one more thing here. You wrote a piece called Hating the Military.
Correct.
And you penned that, too.
Absolutely.
Recently? Well, I don't have a date
Friday.
on it. It was just this past week. In it, you say, how do I know that this is bias rather than don't ask, don't tell? How do you answer that, Kieran?
Well, because I've seen it. I gave you that first example. Yeah. I came back after 2 years of active duty and started law school again. And the orientation curriculum for the first week of class centered on a case where the bad guy was a GI. And the professor given the instruction was a lawyer who cut his legal teeth defending draft dodgers. So his examples to illustrate legal concepts often involve bashing the military.
The nine justices ultimately will have the ultimate say in this, too. Kieran Lalor, thanks for coming in, sharing your part of the story there.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for having me.
Sure.